The house is surrounded by vampires!
Eventually we're gonna find a way in. And when we do, you're gonna die slowly.
Is this because I broke up with you via text? Because I totally owned that was a dick move.
Ready to die, mortal?
The old Trojan corpse. I really should have seen that coming. She almost got us with that one.
Us? You die tonight, heretic, for the glory of the demiurge. Measure twice. Cut.
Sorry, but tonight's actually our night.
Alright, we gotta do something about this vampire situation. It's starting to drive me crazy.
Tell me about it.
Also, what's with me being able to overpower monsters recently? And I'm hearing voices. Something's clearly wrong.
Voices, huh? That's weird.
But first things first, we gotta take care of them. I don't mean to be rude, but you're not human, right? Can't you, fight them or something?
Well, you know, the whole point of having a truce is so that he wouldn't have to fight them. But don't worry, though. I've actually been working on something, and I think tonight's probably a good night to reveal it.
Really? You got something?
Oh, yes. But first, I gotta finish a video. So today's build is something I've been wanting to check off the list for a while now. A working, perfectly safe version of a jaw trap. You see, I love the look of mechanical things, and whilst personally I don't like the idea of catching animals, I do think traps look cool, so I'm going to finally make one. So first I went ahead and made some templates of how I think trap parts look, and I'm just going to start building and find out what I got wrong. I'm very confident that these will not be the final designs, so this isn't exactly a how-to video, this is a more, I built the thing and I showed you how I did it, and take whatever you want from it, I guess. For the majority of the build, I'm going to be using a plastic called polypropylene. I have a lot of medical-grade polypropylene lying around, don't ask why, so I'm going to use that. It's slightly flexible, so it might not be the best choice for a device that's probably going to really need rigid parts to function precisely, but I'm just looking to make a prop for fun, so, maybe for, film or something like that. It doesn't have to be an actual working thing that clamps onto something and secures it. But anyway, now I'm using a bandsaw because this stuff is pretty hard to cut through, so you pretty much have to use a power tool. I've tried using a craft knife before, and it really doesn't do anything, unfortunately. I think styrene might be a more workable option. I believe you can cut through that with a craft knife. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure you can. And now I'm just refining the shape a bit more on a belt grinder. And then sanding just a bit. Then to attach the two pieces for this, trigger plate thing, I drilled some holes and tried sticking these pegs into it. And that actually worked pretty well. I'm kind of surprised at that. And after that, I'm going to use this here heat gun to soften up the plastic to bend some of the parts. This stuff is pretty thick, so it actually takes a minute to heat it up enough to, bend it. So just got to keep an eye on it and just keep going back and forth. It starts to get a little, clear, kind of, almost looks like it's wet when it starts to get soft enough. Heating this is supposed to be safe, but because it's a thermoplastic. I don't know if all plastics are thermoplastics, but this one definitely is. But burning it is definitely not safe. And yes, this is very hot right now. I should probably have worn gloves or something. And after several burns later, we got it looking pretty good. I'm just kidding, I was careful. At this point, I'm very anxious to get this thing assembled enough to see if, the design works at all. I should be using washers between these parts, but I have to run out and get some. But for now, I really want to confirm that the idea and the design works. It should. It should. Alright, looks good so far. Now to make it move on its own, I'm going to use some of these, I think they're called like extension springs. I really should know the names of things if I'm going to talk about it. And I need a spot to mount the other ends, so I took some aluminum, or aluminium as our friends across the pond would say, and I made some little brackets. Alright, now let's give it a try. And it works! Alright, now we can add the trigger system with confidence. Ah, naive optimism. I love it. Now I know what you're thinking, this wouldn't be a horrific jaw trap without teeth. Well, since this is a prop, I'm going to use some craft foam and just bolt it in. That way I can change them out if they get worn out over time. You know, I don't know how beat up the foam's going to get inside this thing. So it's always nice to have options like that where you can replace things easily. The more you know. And before we paint it, let's just make sure that we can set it all up right and that the trigger release thing works. I'm feeling mostly good about this. Not bad, I'll take it. And then I primed the plastic parts and coated them with some brown spray paint. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and try to make this thing look all rusty and old. Give it like a Saw vibe. One of my many ambitions is to be a real-life jigsaw that this world deserves, so I might as well get started, right? You guys think I could be a jigsaw, right? God knows I got the time. Or at least I will after we wrap up this whole vampire situation. I got so into this project I almost forgot about that whole thing. But one thing at a time. First I need to put this back together. Oh yeah, also I coated the foam parts in Plasti Dip and then covered them with some silver. I kind of have it in my head that maybe this could be a trap for like monsters, so I wanted the teeth to be interchangeable depending on what you're hunting. For example, vampires are susceptible to silver, not so much as werewolves I believe, but it does hurt. Yeah, definitely have to put some silver on the real ones. I mean, we're just making a prop, we're having fun! Also, I know that these bolts should probably be rusty like the rest of it, but I like the contrast of the colors, so, you know, to hell with reality. This is how, as my prop is how it's gonna be how I want. It's called Artistic Liberty, and it's a beautiful thing. And with that, I think we're gonna call this one done. Surprised it works at all, can't believe I actually pulled that off. But, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's give it one last test. Still works, thank God. And now if you'll excuse me, I have a date with some vampires. Not as hot as it might sound, they are literal monsters.
Measure twice. Cut.
Sorry, but tonight's actually our night.
And so it begins. And so it begins.
I'm working on it. I got one. You wouldn't even be able to hold the crossbow with your stupid little robot arms.
Alright, boys. Time to find out who the real monsters are. So you sure you wouldn't rather just talk this out?
You're the worst thing I've ever met.
Well, still number one at something. Oh!
Not so fast, heretic.
How? What?
We started off a little rocky, but we were able to come to an agreement. Turns out we have a lot in common. Attention all vampires, please, come in. So it seems the enemy of my enemy is indeed my friend.
And now you screwed us both. Okay, look, here's the thing. I like to be a sportsman when I have the upper hand, so I'm gonna give you one chance to leave, and believe me, you're gonna want to take it.
Try to die with some dignity.
Yeah, maybe when the time comes. Alexa, activate UV trap. That was a lot worse than I thought it would be.
Don't worry. Not gonna kill you yet.
Dude, I just murdered like 12 vamps out there. Oh!
Plague! Plague!
No. Get up. You gotta help me kill your girlfriend.
Are you kidding me?
So you had enough yet?
I'm gonna kill you so slowly.
I don't think she's coming back down now.
I need a drink.
Child, I understand that what you do is in your nature, but this one is not yours to claim.
What are you?
Something that has known the night far longer than you. Now take your remaining creatures and go. You are not welcome here.
So you met with